Hello, Flosstube. Beth Martinez, phantastitches here with my Flosstube update number 328. Today is Saturday, April 6th, 2024. And happy April to everybody. I think, yeah, last week it was still March. So now it's April, and the weather here has been very crazy. It's been very hot a couple days, very cold a couple days, very hot a couple, all over the place. Right now it's freezing. Well, freezing is a relative term, but it's cold here. Usually this room is one of the warmer rooms in the house, and it's still cold here because it got warm enough to turn the heater off, and yet it's very cold. And yet it's supposed to be like 90 degrees in the next couple days. Tomorrow, Monday, I don't know, something. But it's like in the 60s today. So who knows? Anyway, enough about the weather. It's cold here. So I have a few things to talk about. I did some stitching, of course, and a trip to the attic. More about that later. And I have a finish. So, yeah, let's get started. So the WIPGO numbers, of course, came out last week, and I've talked about how 3 of the 4 projects that I had scheduled for April with WIPGO, 3 of them were Cottage garden samplings, year in the woods charts, and the other one was one of my rabbits. So on April 1st, I started with my rabbit April. These are from Ink Circles, Tracy Ink Circles. So this is April. I showed last week. I showed the August one that I had to take like probably a third of it, a fourth of it out of because I had made a mistake and couldn't fix it. I had to take it all out and redo it. And so I sort of got almost to where I had basically back to my starting point or whatever. So I'm no further ahead than I was with that one. So yeah, I just set it aside. But this is April, and this one I had done like this one color of these little flowers, and I had done like 2 of the 4 rabbits. So I was able to finish all the rabbits, and then I just thought, hey, the flower things are not that complicated. And I have this upside down, so it's like this. Doesn't make any difference because they're the same one way or another as the other. But so yeah, so I had done the first 2 rabbits, and like I said, several of these of the darker orange of these flowers, and so I had not done like this whole half of the thing yet. So I just was able to finish it all up, and it took me, I had worked on it on April 1st, and then and I was making such good progress, I just kept working on it for, I think I finished it on the 4th. But yeah, that's nice. And this is done in Gloriana silks is what are called for. And so it's done 1/2 on with Gloriana. This is 32 count Murano Carré. And I've talked about this before, that Hobby Lobby carried a whole bunch of these different colors in this fabric for about a little over a year, and then they, stopped carrying it except for like one color. I think that their off-white kind of ice color, that they call it, is the only one that you can find now. And all these, I think this is taupe, and there's also like a gray of this gingham, and then there's a few, several other colors. Unfortunately, I got them all from my rabbits, and I should be able to use more of the fabric for something else because it doesn't, you know, the rabbits, like I said, are you know, as you can see, are relatively small. So anyway, that's Rabbit Rabbit April by Ink Circles. And it's done, it's finished. And then also, I may have shown, I want to show a little bit of this. This is all one of my March WIPs from my WIPGO board. This was my number 10 for March. This is Give Greatly. And I showed it last week. I had done, you know, the edges of this white to show the edge. And I found this other color that was missing. So I finished the rabbit. The rabbit is all done. This is the color of his sweater that was missing. This sort of grayish green color, the grayer color, this one here on top, you know. And so I did some on the snowman, and you could see right here, the other day when I pulled it off, I thought, did one of the cats, you know, touch it with a dirty paw or something? And I remembered the reason this is discolored is because it's the fuzz left over from a thread that this is where his arm goes, the little twig arm. And I had started to do it, and all of this is done 1/2 with mostly fancy floss colors. This grayish green here and here is a DMC color. But anyway, so I was stitching basically 1/2, right? And I decided at one point to do his little twig arm, and it's a fancy floss color. And I just like, I don't know, for some reason I sort of lost my mind, and I was stitching with 2 threads, and I was like, why is this so difficult? So I can't, it's hard to see where I'm putting my needle, if I'm putting my needle in the right place, whatever. And I realized that it was, I was stitching with 2 threads, and I'd gotten obsessed with this little fuzz. I probably have some way to clean it up, but I just had noticed it. But so I took it all out because I didn't want to have the arm in 2 threads and with, you know, two threads and everything else around it with just 1. So I took it out, and someday I'm going to do it again. But yeah, so I it's like, you know what is it? 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's kind of how I was, what I've been doing with that. So, I don't know, hopefully I'll have more time to, maybe I'll get back to it. I don't know. But so, the official WIPGO numbers are 18 and 21. And so the rabbit that I finished was my 21. And the other, and 18, I did one of the secondary WIP, which is, it was actually a new start, I guess. The secondary chart, I should call it, was a new start of the Woodpecker. And then the other official one is the Swans, and I haven't started that yet. That's my number 10, no, number 18, excuse me. Number 18, I haven't started that yet. But then the number 21 is the Ferret. And these are all part of the Year in the Woods by Cottage Garden Samplings. So this is the Woodpecker, and this was one of the ones that I did not start. 7, 8, and 9, because this is number 9. 7, 8, and 9 I did not start because I was doing one, I think last year I was doing one each month or something. The one, you know, the one for each month. So I think I started with number 3, the Jackrabbit, because that was the one that caught my eye in this series. Or maybe I started did them in order. Yeah, I did them in order because that's why I started with the Fox, which is number 1 in the series. And I did kind of a lot on that. But anyway, so over the summer I was doing cross stitch camp and other things. So I did not do the Year in the Woods. So I didn't do the Woodpecker, which is number 9. But so the end of March I did the border on this fabric, because this was not, I hadn't done any of them on this one yet. So I did the border. This is where I started. So I did across the top, and I did just one little thing to show the, this is the edge. I did not go down this side yet, but so this is the first one, number 7, and this is where number 8 will go. And this is the bald eagle and the barn owl, and then the woodpecker is number 9. So I didn't finish, all the way across the top on the border on this one, but I did like this to delineate this is where number 9 starts. And I was able to get a start on the woodpecker himself, because the woodpecker goes right up to the top of the chart. This is like when you're looking at the actual chart, this is the very top, this little blurb right across the top here. So it's in a little ways from the corner, but I was able to find that. It's not that too far to count. But so I started on that, and this is coal. It's a fancy floss, and the others, there's like two fancy flosses, coal and pelican gray, and the pelican gray goes like kind of in some of these blank spaces, and but the rest of it is DMC. So there's another color of red that goes in his head here, and like orange to finish the beak, along with some gray and stuff like that. But so yeah, I was able to. This is, and I think I just started on this on Wednesday when I finished the rabbit on the 4th. So I worked on it just Wednesday and Thursday, or Thursday and Friday, or something like that. Friday, yeah, till Friday. I think I started it on whenever I finished on Thursday. Yeah, sorry. Blah, blah, blah. So so that's just a couple of days of stitching, but I like it. It came out really nice. It looks really great. I love the colors of that one. And so this is, I think, 32 count linen of some kind that I dyed myself. So all the Year in the Woods charts are on this same color of linen. And when I started it, I didn't know if I was going to have to dye some more pieces, because I had 4 pieces of cloth, I think, yeah, 4. But I had, these 12 charts, and I was thinking, gosh, I guess I need to, maybe I can put 2 on each piece of fabric, but then I'll have to dye some more fabric. And then I realized, no, I can fit 3 on here with that border, and just do 3 at a time, put them next to each other instead of putting space in between them and doing them each individually. I decided to put them all, in groups of 3. And so they're sort of medium-ish. They're 100 by 100, I think 100 by 103 or something like that. Yeah, 100 by 130, that's what it is. And so they're not exactly huge, but they're not exactly tiny either. And they're very detailed. Not as bad as some, but they have like a lot of, there's flower or greenery of some kind. Like the ones, the fox and the swans have pine trees, for instance, and these other charts have flowers and things like that. So anyway, so those are my secondary charts, and the official WIPGO numbers 18 and 21. So 18 I haven't started yet, but this is 21, which is the Ferret. And another one of these from the Year in the Woods series by Cottage Garden Samplings. So this is number 5, the Ferret. And in this one, I did a little bit of it in May, and I just did like one petal and maybe a few stitches in the other one. So I did a little bit of it this morning, last night, this morning, I don't know. But so I got a couple more petals in there. But right here, I have to look a little more closely at the chart because I think I missed, or I don't know, messed up here. Because I was, talking, I was doing this during the video, and so I like somehow miscalculated or something. But so this one, there's a little bit of start here. This is supposed to be, I want to say, the raccoon, and this one is the bear. I did more of that. I don't know what earlier. I don't know if this was. Yeah, this is January. This is one of my January WIPGO calls. So this one is the Ferret. So I'm hoping I can, because I can't start on the Ferret until I finish a little more of this flower, at least like, I think this petal here, and then the Ferret himself starts down here. So if I can get through that, I might try to go ahead and finish all the petals on this flower and then do the Ferret. But we'll see how that goes, what comes up. But like I said, I think I have to fix somewhere in here. I think maybe that space doesn't go there. Somehow I miscounted or something there, and that thing. But today is only the first day of the 7 for this one, and then I'll hope to spend 7 days working on the Swan, and maybe I can get back to the Woodpecker. But then also I went to the attic yesterday. Yesterday. I went not too long ago. I think I've been 3 times, like in the last maybe month or so. Because at one point I got 2 of the Statehood charts, and I went back because I thought, did I get the 3rd one that I was going to get? And I did not. I don't think I did. Which is a good thing because I ordered it when I was there at the attic yesterday. But it's these thread milk Statehood series charts, and I bought Arizona, which is where I live now, and New Mexico, which is the state I grew up in. And my intention was to get Arkansas, and I did not last time because I only had the Arizona and New Mexico charts. I went back and looked at my videos. But this is the Indiana chart, which is where I went to graduate school. I lived in Bloomington, Indiana for 2 years. I went to graduate school there, so I wanted to get the Indiana chart. And then the other chart I need is the Arkansas chart, which is where I lived for 25 years, from 89 to 2015. Yeah. So this is the Indiana chart. And this one is charted in Apple Fritter. It's a Classic Colorworks thread color. And that is this one here. It's a red. And I guess they're all done in reds. I haven't looked at all of them, but I'm assuming they're all in some red of some color, of some kind. So I think the Arizona one is in like a silk, but I think I'm not going to do that. I think I'm just going to find a different red that will work, that looks good or whatever. I don't know. But then the other thing I bought was this chart This is by a designer I've never seen before, All Through the Night Designs, Folk Art Designs. And I don't know, Bonnie Sullivan is the name down here, the designer for this. So sorry about the glare, but I don't want to take it out of the plastic just yet. But anyway, it's called Use What Talents You Possess. And the little saying on here is, use what talents you possess. The woods would be silent if no birds sang there except those that sang best. So there's some little birds on there. I could turn it so that it doesn't get so much glare. There. So there's 4 little birds and flowers, and they're singing here. And then there's a fairly extensive General Arts list of floss colors. And I have some of them, but those that but I bought some that were some of the called for threads. I didn't buy all of them because some of them, like I said, I think I have some of them, but I got the ones that I wasn't sure that I did have. Like this one is tarnished gold is one color, and I don't think I have that one. Did not sound familiar to me. Mulberry, I think I might have this, but I'm not sure. But I just love this color. It looks a little copperier on camera than in person. It's more of a maroon color. And then I bought several General Arts colors that are called for in this chart. Yeah. And then also I got, this is rhubarb, which is a color that I was missing for that chart with the from Collection Tra-La-La, the one with the Santa. This is the color that goes on the bird's breasts and the little rabbit. This is the rhubarb color that was out of stock last time I was at the attic. And then I bought some other colors that, like coal is one that's used for the woodpecker. On those charts, there's like 2 fancy flosses and then a bunch of DMC colors. And the fancy floss colors, because they're used a lot, they have like a little note that says, you probably need 2 skeins of this for this certain count. If you're going to do it on this count, you probably need 2 skeins. And so the coal is that color. This is Week Starworks coal, Kohl, coal. And I have 1 skein of it, but I don't think it'll be enough to do the woodpecker, because the woodpecker calls for a lot of this. And anyway, if I, it'll make sure that I still have some of that if I don't use the whole thing. And then also Pelican Gray is another color in that woodpecker, and the skein I have is almost gone, so I went ahead and got another one of those. And the same thing with chalk. It's used. This is the General Arts color. It's used on several of the Year in the Woods charts, including I think it's in the Fox and the Swans, and some other charts that I have use this color. So I have 2 or 3 skeins of it, but I went ahead and got another one just because it's used in so many of those charts. So yeah, so hopefully I'm going to double and triple check, but I'm pretty sure I do not have the Arkansas chart, but I did go ahead and order it. So if for some reason I do have it, which I don't think is true, but if I do have it, I can always, call the attic and I say, never mind about that. But like I said, I'm just as a quick perusal, I don't think I have it already. So, yeah. But so now there's no way that I'm going to finish the woodpecker, but I want to do a little bit more on that. And I want to do my 7 days that my ferret calls for and see how much of the ferret I can get in there. And oh, you know, the ferret chart, excuse me, has a lot of white in it, but it's all actually what is it? It's not the fancy floss, not chalk. It's 3865, which is an off-white DMC color, but it has a lot of that in there. So yeah, like I said, I want to finish. I think I want to finish the yellow petals and then start on the ferret himself. So yeah. Anyway, I'm talking in circles now. So hopefully I can get more work done on that ferret in the next week, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I can stop buying things at the attic, except for this chart that I ordered. That's, you know, that'll come soon. You know, I think that's probably it. Another short video, and yeah, and we'll see how far I get by next week. Okay, so that is all I have for now, and I will see you all next week. Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye.